Hello everyone, Sanbonani, Dumelang, Abshin. The former Transnet Group CEO Siyabonga Gama is appearing in the Palm Ridge Magistrate Court on charges of fraud, corruption and money laundering. Gama is appearing with 4 others including Transnet's former acting group CFO, Gary Peter and ex-group treasurer Petolo Ramasibudi. The 5 were arrested on Friday morning at the Bracken Downs police station by the Hawks and Independent Directorate. Our second update is about the former president Jacob Zuma. The Office of the Chief Justice has confirmed that Supreme Court of Appeal SCA President Mandisa Maya has dismissed former President Jacob Zuma's latest legal bid to force the removal of prosecutor Billy Downer from his corruption trial. In a statement released on Thursday night, the OCJ also strongly denied any suggestion that the delays in the SCA dealing with 2 Zuma appeals, which is his corruption trial, reconsideration application, and his bid to appeal a court ruling that he had been unlawfully granted medical parole, had been deliberate. The OCJ stated that it is most unfortunate that the delays on these 2 matters have been directly attributed to the president of the SCA, Justice Maya. As has been explained to members of the media that have taken the time to inquire with the Office of the Chief Justice OCJ personnel. The delays were as a result of administrative challenges within the SCA General Office. The OCJ, as the administrative support to judiciary, has identified the challenges relating to these matters and is currently addressing any inadequacies in control measures and processes within the General Office. The OCJ has assured President Maya that they will take the necessary corrective measures to address the failures of its support staff. The OCJ statement comes after corruption trial was postponed until August so that Maya could rule on the former president reconsideration application. While Zuma's lawyers had filed that application on 11 April, Downer told the Pietermaritzburg High Court that it was still on its way to her. According to statement by the SCA, President Maya dismisses the application on 20 May 2022. We will now focus on ensuring that the trial resume on 15 August 2022. Shame man, some bad news for Ubaba Umsholozi there. Another update is Hillary Gardee's case. According to Times Life publication, a suspect was arrested in connection with the murder of Hillary Gardee and was allegedly tortured by police to implicate economic freedom fighters Deputy President Floyd Shivambu. This was contained on a sworn statement deposed by Philemon Lukele, one of 3 men arrested for Gardee's murder. The daughter of former EFF Secretary General Godrich Gardee, Lukele's co-accused have made similar claims of torture, including waterboarding, suffocation, and electric shocks. Floyd Shivambu hasn't come out to address the allegations, but the EFF spokesperson Sinao Tambo said at no time did the police indicate Shivambu was a person of interest. The Mpumalanga police spokesperson told Times Live that there was no torture by the police to the suspects. The investigation is still ongoing and the case is currently on the court roll, and unfortunately they were not able to comment on the merits and processes of the investigation. On May 13, Lukele and his co-accused deposed statements on their alleged torture by the officers investigating Gardee's murder to the Independent Police Investigative Directorate, which is IPID. The IPID spokesperson Lizzie Shaping said the investigation on the alleged torture was underway. The investigation is still in its early stages. The statements gave insights into the first frantic hours of the police's investigation and how officers asked questions about Shivambu, without any indication of why or how he would have allegedly been involved. Mkajwa, Lukele and Gama, who are still in custody, were arrested after Gardee's body was found dumped next to a pine plantation in Mpumalanga, 40 kilometers outside Mbombela. Police believe she was murdered night at a lodge owned by Lukele, which he rented out as accommodation for university students. The three face a litany of charges including rape, murder, and conspiracy to commit murder. Philemon Lukele said, "I told them I only knew Floyd and Mkajwa. They asked when I last saw Floyd and Sipho. I told them that I last saw Floyd 5 years ago and Sipho 4 months ago. I told them I had no contact with Floyd." When asked about Gardee and her murder at his lodge, Lukele said if she had been killed there, he would have known and have reported her death to the police. He said, "I told them I had only heard about her death on the news." Another group of officers came and said I was playing games with them. They handcuffed my hands and hit me with fists in my abdomen and demanded that I tell the truth. I was hit, fist, and the barrel of firearm. I was taken to the police station. My younger brother Skhumbuzo was there, bleeding on the forehead. He said he was assaulted by the police. Skhumbuzo was taken away by the police. Lukele said his legs were shackled and a second set of handcuffs put on him with a rope tied to his hands and feet. They asked me about my involvement in the murder and that the murder was planned by Floyd Shivambu. They said I organized the people to kill her in my presence. They asked again about the involvement of Floyd Shivambu in the murder. I denied all of this. They made me lie on the floor on my stomach. My shoes were taken off. Something that generated electricity was plugged on my toes and electrocuted me. They said I must give them a sign if I want to talk. He alleged officers stood on his neck and back demanding he admit to the killing, and that when he again denied his involvement, they took him to a toilet which he was made to sit next to, facing up, while an officer stood on his handcuffed hands and another poured water over his face with a bucket, demanding I tell them the truth. They then put a plastic bag against my face and suffocated me. This was done many times. I lost consciousness. Lukele said when he regained his consciousness, I was made to sign a certain paper without explanation. He also said that on the second day of his detention, officers told him they are giving him a chance to come out clean and that there was a team of officers who will hurt him worse than what he had already endured. I maintained my innocence. Mkajwa and Gama also said they were tortured. They were also shocked and suffocated. This case becomes more complicated. What if they are using Floyd Shivambu as a scapegoat? What's your take on this matter, people? Please leave a comment down below. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more news.